Hey guys, so we are a couple of days into the new month of July, and I figured now is the best time for me to share with you my June 2023 budget recap. I have my trusted laptop here with me, so I'm going to be doing a screen record to walk you through my budget, how much I made, where my money went, and all of that good jazz. But I'll also be talking briefly about the goals that I had set, the financial goals that I'd set for June 2022. So I do have my Legend Planner here with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start off with the financial goals from June and let you know how I did with those, and then we'll move over to looking at the expenses, reviewing them in more detail. So when it comes to the financial goals, I had four. The first one is I wanted to send £800 towards my personal loan. So my minimum repayment for my personal loan is just under £700. And my goal is to pay extra towards this loan, so I pay it off early. Now, because I've been making extra repayments, the lender has then been recalculating how much I should make in that as a repayment for the next month because of the extra repayments I've been making. So I thought I was due to pay something like 689, and then I make a extra repayment that then rounds up to £700. It turned out that actually for June I ended up paying less than that. I ended up paying like something like 640 something. So I only managed to round up to £700. So I didn't reach my £800 goal. My second one was to send £50 towards my mobile device. So for the handset that I have, I pay my provider money towards that handset, and I'm trying to pay that off quickly. It's on a 2-year plan, but I don't want to take 2 years to pay off £1,000. No, thank you. So I've been making extra repayments and I was able to do that. I wanted to save £100 towards my holiday in November, but then I ended up just paying the whole thing off because my anxiety wouldn't let me be great. So I ended up doing that. And then I also say to send £100 towards my sinking funds, which I was able to do. So not bad. 3 out of 4 is not bad at all. So yeah, that's what happened with respect to my financial goals for the month of June. Now I'm gonna start a screen record and shrink myself to the corner as I walk you through my budget tracker. And this template that I'm using you can purchase from my Etsy shop. I always have the link in the description bar below. So I'll start the screen record now. So as you can see on the screen right now, I predicted that I was going to bring in at least 5,600. I always try to predict the lowest that I think I can bring in. I ended up bringing in over £9,200, and this is how I spent this money. So if we start off first with my main bills, so nothing too drastic here apart from I under budgeted for my main mobile. So I was under by £1.40, and then for the internet with my previous provider, because I had to pay early termination fee, I budgeted 145, but it ended up being 124.20 because once they recalculated everything, they I didn't owe as much as I thought. So that is why this is in green, because it was less than what I'd budgeted, and this is more because it was more than I had actually budgeted. So overall, the rest of my bills were as expected. So in terms of my main bills, I sent just under 1,700 to my main bills. Then if I move to my rental bills, with these again, all outside of the landlord insurance for my first rental property, everything was as planned except for the miscellaneous, which I should also have in red because this initially wasn't there. So we should have this in red. So for my landlord insurance, I thought I was gonna be able to get some insurance for at least £300 for the whole year. So this is for the annual pay, but the cheapest I could find, which my provider was able to renew for, was 349 and 18 pence, so just under £350. This meant I had to raid my rental emergency fund, which I know that's why I have it, but anywho. And then I had some miscellaneous spending that I ended up doing, and I'll talk about this in a property update video that I'm planning for middle to end of July. But I ended up making some payments towards this. So and one of the payments I want to say was an underpayment for this lease. So yeah, it was a whole mess, but I made those payments. So I budgeted just over 1,200. I ended up paying just under 1,900, which was a huge difference towards what I had planned. So now I'm going to jump over to the right here because I want to first talk about the savings and the investments. So what I had budgeted for my investments is exactly how much I was able to invest. Plum is one where it just rounds up my spending, and for June it was able to save me £251.72. I sent at least £300 to my emergency fund, £207 towards my vacation. So if you watch my Transfer Tuesday videos, you will recognize this number. £100 sinking fund, like I said, £100 towards my rental. So in total, I was able to save just under 1,300. When it comes to my debt summary, like I said, I do have the personal loan. So instead of 800 that I was planning, I ended up sending 700. For my mobile device, I budget 50. I sent just over £50, just a little bit over. So which was great. So now I'm just going to focus on the expenses. If we start off with tithe and giving, so this one was low than I normally send for various number of reasons, but it was just under £400. My groceries, as you can see, went up extremely. First part of it is cost of living, but the other part of it is just there's too many mouths to feed in my house. So that is another thing, but no, just things have really gone up, and we did a lot more shopping than we normally do. So this is what attributed to that. I'm happy with the fuel because I didn't spend the entire amount of money that I had budgeted, which was always great. Socializing, I'm a social bird, so I overspent in this category and it doesn't surprise me at all. Transportation, this one also I didn't spend as much as I thought, which is great. Dining out, just like groceries, just skyrocketed out of control. There I literally was like, oh my gosh, over £80. Shopping, I was just within budget. Housing, blew that budget by just £9. Personal growth, this should not actually be red, this should be green. Yeah, because this is under £25. It's personal care that I needed to keep under control. I did a lot of things, and one of them being my hair. So £138 on a lot of personal things. Miscellaneous, for the first time in a long time, I actually went over my miscellaneous budget, which doesn't normally happen. Travel, nothing, and I just sent that money straight towards my vacation sinking fund instead. Coffee, I was just over by 80p. I mean, I don't think that's a problem. I actually been thinking about increasing my coffee one, because if I'm going twice to the cafe in a week, then I'll definitely be more than this, but I don't. I try to just have the coffee at home and don't go out. I work from home, so it works. And then subscription, £22 for this, and I think this is mostly my Kindle Unlimited and something else. Gifts, there were a number of birthdays last month, but also buying gifts before July birthdays, so I end up spending £70, 28, sorry. And then my business, I actually did, for the month of June, I didn't make much money. I actually lost money in June when it comes to my business, so I had to cash flow a lot of things, and that is the amount that I ended up cash flowing. So I thought I was going to send 1,205 towards my variable expenses. I ended up sending 1,505 and 13 pence towards my variable expenses. So if we just quickly go over here to the budget summary, you can see a breakdown of it. So 18% went to my main bills, 20% towards my rental. This is the highest I think it's been, but because of that annual insurance, and I think I'm going to try and do the same for July, but we shall see. variable expenses 16%, savings 14%, debt 8%, so in total about 77%. You notice that I haven't used up all the funds because the money that is then left over is the money that I am using in the month of July as my buffer, but it also pays for all the bills between the first and the middle of the month because I get paid around the middle of the month. So this money then covers for all of those bills until I get paid, and we start the cycle all over again. But that is how I spend my money in the month of June 2023. I am surprised at how much I brought in, but even more surprised how many variable expenses I blew the budget on. Like, it was absolutely crazy, but we're going into summer and I expect this to actually be even more spendier in July and in August. So I am planning to actually keep a close eye on my variable expenses, a close eye on these, because I know how easily I can go off budget. Yes, I made more money than I planned, but that doesn't mean I need to spend all of it. I like to send a lot of money towards my investments and paying for annual bills, so that I don't have to worry about them monthly. And I feel like I'm still doing that, but a little bit of lifestyle creep has happened here as well. So I've spent way more money than I intended to. But again, I'll keep a close eye on this. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.